In his last national address on the COVID-19 response, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni announced that the suspension of public transport will be lifted on 4th June 2020. The Ministry of Kampala Metropolitan Affairs was tasked to come up with a detailed plan on the safe opening of public transport in compliance with the standard operating procedures aimed at combating the spread of COVID-19. The COVID-19 prevention guidelines will also come into effect at the same time as new measures introduced to streamline the operations of public transport vehicles in the Kampala metropolitan area.
We want them to come with the checking temperature monitor, commonly known as the monitor guns, for monitoring possible symptoms.
Touts will no longer be allowed in taxi parks and the different stages around the city.
The work that was done by touts of calling passengers, we are now going to mark lines where passengers will stand to queue to enter into the taxi.
KCCA is also going to demarcate specific stages from which taxis can drop and pick passengers.
Again, as per the standard operating procedures, the taxis are supposed to be 2 meters apart from each other when they park inside the park.
Much emphasis has been put on passenger service vehicles, and from Friday all taxi owners within the Kampala metropolitan area will be expected to report to KCCA head offices, where they'll be assigned the parks, stages and routes from which they will operate.
Because we now want to register. When you go tomorrow, beginning tomorrow, to KCCA, you will be able to register your taxi, the registration number plate. Then they will issue for you the taxi park and the stage where you will start operating on the 4th.
After obtaining a stage and route, they will then head to the Ministry of Works and Transport to obtain a temporary route chart valid up to 31st December 2020.
Because there are fees that you are required to pay, and many taxi people were telling us, we don't have money to pay now. We have been in a crisis, so we are giving you a temporary operating route chart for 6 months.
Over the next 6 months, taxis are supposed to meet certain conditions, like paying an annual road use tax of 720,000 shillings and obtaining a roadworthiness certificate before they can get a permanent route chart.
You will also be given a route color and a route number. Because to operate now in the greater Kampala metropolitan, your taxi will not look like the taxi operating at a national level. We are giving you a new color for you to paint a taxi which is operating in the greater Kampala metropolitan areas. Those colors are black, yellow, red, green.
Talking to NTV, the chairperson, Kampala Operational Tax Stages Association, Rashid Sechendi, says most of the measures being introduced by KCCA are not new to them.
Ebipya bigenda okujja byebikuubo. Ebikuubo binaaba bizze nabyo tujja bimanyira. Just kwanguyizaako basaabaze nti bw'olaba ekikuubo ekyo kikwata ku Jinja Road, bw'olaba ekyo kya Bombo Road, bw'olaba ekyo kya ebyo already ebimu tuwadde tubiina okuyitira mu sakozi zaffe z'amastage.
However, they still think the idea of operating at half capacity will put a big financial burden on the passengers and therefore should be reviewed.
Kubanga bw'oleka omusanvu, omuntu agenda okunyigirizibwa agenda kubeera musaabaze. Nti ono amafuta nga tegasse, ebintu byonna ebikozesebwa nga tebisse, agenda kusigala nga omusaabaze gw'alabadde atwalira 3,500 Entebbe, gw'atwalira omutwalo gumu 2,000 Masaka, agenda kubisaamu bukubisa.
According to Minister Betty Amongi, the issue of a border free zone is still being analyzed, but their new stages are already being demarcated. John Cliff Wamala, NTV, Tonight.